Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Let me ask you, how many times have you heard that someone's good at time management or they're bad at time management? How many times have you seen job adverts where one of the skills that they list is able to manage their own time? Now, I don't know about you, but I see these all of the time. And I'm going to let you into a massive secret here. All they're doing is spouting rubbish. You cannot manage time. Time, it's got this inherent property. It moves forward at 1 second per second, no matter what you do. It's always got that constant tick. You're not able to make more time, are you? There's only 24 hours in the day, and no matter what you do, you can't change that. Now, can you borrow time from someone else? You can't. So how are you meant to be managing this time that you've got no input to at all? You don't. You don't try and manage time. What you do is you manage actions. Actions, not time. It's an important thing to think about. If you switch the focus from managing time to managing your actions, well, it makes more sense, doesn't it? Because that's something you can control. You can control when you do things. You can more or less control how long you spend on things. You're able to make better decisions. You can look at an action and you can work out how long it's going to take to do. And as you get more used to it, these estimates, they get better and better, don't they? By using this estimate of time, then you can look at how that fits into the amount of time that you've got available. In this video, every time I use the word action, well, it means every time you're going to be doing something. Attending a meeting, it's an action. Eating a meal, it's an action. Sitting down and reading a book, it's an action. Watching this video, it's an action. Do you get where I'm going? An action is just something that you have to do. And by understanding those actions, by estimating the time it's going to take to achieve them, you can get a load more done. I want to look at an example here. Say you've got a meeting. That meeting, it takes 1 hour. You've got to eat your meal as well. Well, that takes, we're going to be really hopeful here and say 15 minutes. You've also got to write a sales report, and that's due tomorrow, but you need 3 hours to do that. So you can look at these, you understand how long they're going to take, and then you can look at the time you've got available. By understanding this, you can take some data-driven decisions that let you make the best of your time. So let's extend our example. It's 1 p.m. You haven't had lunch yet. On your calendar, you've actually got 2 meetings scheduled. You've got one from 2 to 2:30 and another one from 4 p.m. till 5 p.m. You've got to pick your kid up from childcare, so you've got to leave the office no later than 5:15 p.m. So you look at these actions. What is it you need to take? From our earlier example, lunch, we said 15 minutes. Meeting 1, 30 minutes. Meeting 2 is 1 hour. And the sales report, that's 3 hours. That means this afternoon you've got 4 hours and 45 minutes worth of actions to take. It's currently 1 p.m. You have to leave by 5:15 p.m. That's 4 hours and 15 minutes. Not looking good, is it? What you do is you take a look at your calendar and you try and work out, well, what can I do about this? Well, you've got 2 meetings. You know from prior experience that whenever you've got a meeting, you usually need about 15 minutes either side to do any preparations, to write up your notes. So it's not just a 30-minute meeting and a 1 hour meeting. There's that extra work on top. All this means you've got roughly 5 hours and 45 minutes worth of work to do. Just doesn't fit, does it? You know that you're going to make a start on the sales report. But you also know, again from the past, when you interrupt what you're doing to go to a meeting, well, then you need maybe 15, 20 minutes to get back into the flow of doing the report. So really, you don't want that interruption, do you? So really, we're looking at about 6 hours worth of work if you add all these little bits in that surround the meetings, that surround the downtime. Well, what can you do? If you were able to manage your time, well, you'd be able to just magically click your fingers and get some more time. Doesn't work that way, does it? You're not able to work late. You're not able to not go and pick your child up. You've got to do that. So you've got that hard out at 5:15. Let's take a look then at your actions, and let's look at the priorities of each of these actions. It's important that you get that sales report done. You've got no option. That has to be done this afternoon. You look at the meetings. Well, the first one, that's a one-to-one with one of your team members. And the second one, well, that's a team briefing from your boss. What are the actions you would do here? How would you fix this? Spend a couple of minutes and come up with a solution. So I hope you've managed to come up with something. What would I do in this situation? Well, the first thing I would do, I'd apologise to my boss and I'd pull out of that team briefing. There's 1 hour that you've got back. Because we want to avoid being interrupted when we're doing that sales report, I'd then move my one-to-one meeting and I'd move that till 4 p.m. That gives me the time to get on and do the sales report. Yes, it's not quite the amount of time I estimated, but usually I find that I overestimate the time I need for something anyway, so I think we'll be all right there. All this means then you've got 15 minutes to do the thinking, because all this thinking and rearranging doesn't happen magically. You've got 15 minutes to have your lunch. You've then got your 3 hours to spend on that sales report. And then you've got your one-to-one report. This then gives you an afternoon similar to this. So 1 o'clock, thinking and arranging. 1:15, lunch. 1:30, that's doing your sales report. You've given yourself 2.5 hours there. Might be a bit of a push, but you think you might actually be able to do that. 4 o'clock, you've got that one-on-one meeting. 4:30, well, you've still got 45 minutes left in the day. And in that 45 minutes, you can either finish off or tidy up that sales report, but also it gives you time to do some smaller tasks like catching up on your emails. By looking at the actions that you need to take, by looking at the time available, you're able to make those data-driven decisions about what you're able to do. You're not even thinking about managing your time, you're managing your actions. You're taking control of what you're doing. You're making smart decisions. You're focusing on what's important and what's urgent. And you're taking action and moving yourselves forward so you can deliver the results you deserve. What are your thoughts on managing time? Or, as I keep saying now, managing actions. Do you find it's something that you struggle with? Please drop a comment down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button every time you like, every time you comment. Just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.